Well, hello. Happy Saturday. um, Finished it. It's the Lula Lovegood Cardigan. It is a free pattern on Ravelry, but if you start it, please don't come to me for recommendations on what you should do next, because it was very much a trial and error. It was a very old pattern, and she had it linked to lots of links which are now not there anymore, so to do things was a bit awkward. So it's not been washed or blocked. I did finally get the sleeve sort of right, although that should have gone kind of all the way across there, but I don't know how she did it because the diagram was a bit skimpy. It's got the crochet buttons on, I think you can see. It looks a bit wobbly when you don't have it fastened, but I've done it to the pattern. You just do the buttonholes like as you're going up. So when it's not buttoned, it looks a little bit wobbly. But as I say, it's not been washed or blocked yet. So I've just spent the last hour doing a job I hate. Well, besides washing up, of course, and ironing. It's listing my things on Etsy. I know that, Randy from Randy's Ramblings, I think I got that right. She said the same thing. She hates listing things on there. You find it difficult when it's your own work. Excuse me while I just take my sandals off. They're just hurting my toes. You find it very difficult to sort of come up with a description when it's your own work, If it was somebody else's work, you would say, oh, this beautiful top, isn't it gorgeous, da 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 da. But when it's your own, you find you can't do that. It's just like, it's a crochet top in pink, yellow and blue, I find it so difficult to write the words that go along with the top. So that's a bit I'm failing at. I did put a question out on, there's a group that's on the internet called Helpful Peeps, and you put out there if you want somebody to do something for you and what you'll do in return. I did ask for like students, from fashion students and everything. I got one reply from a lady who was a lovely lady, but she just wasn't quite what I wanted. She was just telling me things like look on Pinterest and things, right, which I already do. But then there's another young lady who's a second year fashion student, and I've replied to her, given her all my lists and numbers and everything like that, so I'm hoping she gets back to me very soon. But this weekend is May bank holiday, so she has got a child, I believe, so she could be occupied, so I'll see what happens next week, see if she replies. But she sounds more like what I'm looking for, which is actually a student who's more in tune with the fashions, so I can be 2018 instead of 1968, you know what I mean? Anyway, I've been shopping, and of course with my niece, we have little bets as we go around saying, do you think it'll be under so much this week or whatever? Of course, I'm a monkey's uncle, as you know, for can't go past the magazine max. So today she was going, see, it would have been under that amount. You would have beaten it if you hadn't bought the magazines. She's right, okay, she's right. But if they were open on the newsstands and you could have a flick through, then I wouldn't buy half of them, if you know what I mean. So, but that's, I think, what they do it for. They cover them over, A, so it won't get dog-eared by loads of people rifling through them, and B, like, because all the free samples and everything would get stolen, because that's what it's like, isn't it? And the main thing is that probably they wouldn't sell as many magazines, because if you looked inside them before you bought them, you'd probably think, no, I don't want that one. I don't want that. Nothing in there for me. Anyway, thankfully the ones I've bought today are not full of amigurumis. I'll show you one though that I bought that isn't from today. I'll show you that one first. It's actually an old one. It's from... Oh no, it is from April 2018, so it is slightly an old one, isn't it? Yeah. It's Crochet World. I don't subscribe, excuse me, I've got an itchy nose, I'm not picking it honestly. I don't subscribe to Crochet World, but I just liked the poncho or stole, I'm not sure what it is, on the front cover. But looking through it, there's not a whole lot else that I like, to be quite honest. That says it's an Irish crochet explosion. You know me and circles. Me and circles do not agree. Woo! Sorry, I threw it at you then. If you can do circles, maybe you will like it. It's not that I don't like circles. It's the same with amigurumis, just don't like doing it. Then you've got the triple play dishcloth set. On the back it says teach someone to crochet. I tried that once. It drove me nutty because I had one lady in my class. She must have had dementia looking back on it. But we never got past the first row with her because and every week she came she'd forgotten everything she ever learned. So it was a bit frustrating for the rest of the class. All Seasons Infinity Scarf. And she was one of those ladies that you couldn't say, you know, just hang on a minute while I just teach the rest of the class. And she was one of my most faithful clients, let's say, as well. She came every week. A microwave bowl cozy. That's not something I think I would have a use for. Water lily necklace. And that's quite pretty if you went out in the evenings, isn't it? And you had a strapless dress on. And that's a lacy shawlette. Now Sue might be interested in that. It's called a Pretty Tunisian Topper. Because as you know, we were both saying we wanted to learn more Tunisian crochet. I'm sorry if you think we pronounce it wrong, but we don't say Tunisian in English. It's Tunisian. Tunisian. Garden Steps Shawlette. Again, this looks a little... Yeah, it is Tunisian. Because Sue was looking for something to practice the Tunisian, you know. Now she's doing the baby's wrap thing. Shape Shifter Wrap. It's kind of like a wrap, but you put buttons on it so you can button it different ways, I presume. Colour wheel table mat. Lots and lots of little circles. You know how much I love circles. And one of the pattern hints says, weave in all loose ends as your work progresses. Could be a good idea with all those ends. That's a little boy, girl's hooded. Now I would have to do something about the hood on that. It looks like the poor child's got a hunched neck. I'd have to put some kind of a neckband. Somebody knitted something for one of my great-grandnieces and great-granddaughters, and they did the same thing. They sewed the hood up and the poor baby sits there like that. That's a retro mandala. I've not yet found a use for them unless you use, yeah, they're either wall hangings, aren't they, or mats. I love you know, the dream catcher things, so it could be useful for that. That's a bubbly river blanket. I'm sorry we chopped off when Sue was here. I mean, I bought that larger memory, and it was supposed to be much larger than the one I had. But the one I had does 45 minutes, and the one that's supposed to be twice as long does 55 minutes, so work that one out. No. Celebration doily. Perhaps I should do what they do in the movies, change reels. That's the woven stripes throw. It's a bit like basket stitch, but it's done in different colours. That's the bell crest baby blanket. I mean, to be honest, there isn't an awful lot in this that I would do. That's the Belle Fleur hot pad. Not sure whether that's excuse me. No, it's not tunis, it's just tapestry crochet. And that's a Dainty Petals beaded scarf. I've got a lot of fine, lovely fine yarn in the garage. Not just in the garage, it's in tubs with lids. That I could do like lacy shawls and things with. Not shawls, scarves with. There's not enough to do shawls. Right, that's the end of that. So that's Crochet World, April 2018. As I say, there's nothing really that absolutely grabs me in there. Right, we are on to what is next. Which one come with which one? Came with which? Oh dear. I can't remember. Can't remember which freebies came with which. I don't know. One's got a tape measure kit anyway. It's meant to look like a jammy dodger. So that came with one of the magazines. And the free gift with the other one, it's ice cream themed patterns. That's the free gift with that. And it also came with, I bet you can't see this, I bet your eyes will go wobbly. It says make mine a 99 and it's the tiniest. I'll see if it focuses for you. It's the tiniest little stitch marker, progress keeper, whatever you want to call it. And it's a little ice cream cone. Hope you can see it because this camera's a beggar for drifting in and out of focus. It does it on me while I'm doing things, yeah. This one's got like an ice cream cart that you can make. It doesn't give you any yarn for this one. Oh, it's a doorstop. Ice cream van doorstop. And then you've got ice cream bunting. I've been watching a couple of videos, but I can't remember who they were. Great, innit? But one of them, she made some bunting that had been in one of the magazines. It was like a triangle with a tassel at the end of it, done all in cream. It looked really pretty. Well, you know what I'm like with memories. Can't remember. Why, I've discovered my son's as bad as me. Well, that's an ice cream purse. He said, where did you get the furniture from on the decking? I said, you gave it me. He said, I gave it you. He said, can't have. We had to buy ours. I said, no, you gave it to me. I said, because it was what the people who lived in the house before had had. Oh yeah, you're right. Thought I was the only one with a bad memory. Right, this one is Simply Crochet, and it's issue 71, and I just got this at the supermarket. Oh, that's the one that's got the Jammy Dodger. That's the one that got that come free with it. Not that I like Jammy Dodgers, but I just don't. I've just put some Penhaligon perfume on, which I love Penhaligon. It belongs to the Queen. It's her perfume line. You know, that she patronises or patron, whatever. She's got her crest on it anyway. But I got a little box with all little samples, tiny little vials, you know, of perfume. This one's called English Fern. And I must confess, it's given me a headache. I like most of them. It's a good job I haven't got a full one of these, isn't it? Not that I could afford a full one of these, you know, we're talking mega bucks. But I did manage to, you know, afford the little box with the files in it, yeah. Vials, is it called, or files, whatever. I think it's vials in it, V-I-A-L-S. Right, so let's have a little look what we've got in here. This is just all the usual bump. Oh, that's telling me how to use your kit with the tape measure and how to make your little Jammy Dodger. I had a lovely tape measure once that somebody sent me from America. And I can't remember what little animal it was, but it was really daintily crocheted, so fine, you know, the crochet thread. And he pulled it out. And one of my friend's little boys pulled it out too far and snapped it. So I was quite upset about that. That's game solo, the tennis theme. It's got a top on it and socks. That's tennis racket cover and one of these, what do they call them now? M, I'm thinking of M. No, it's not M, it's L, isn't it? Lanyard. I knew I would get it in the end. We used to have to wear a lanyard with the little pass thing at the bottom was called a PID. I don't know what it stood for, PID. And it was what we used to switch the computers on with, and so we wouldn't leave them in the machine. I was attached to mine. Because if you walked off and left it in the machine, it was like a big no-no, because it meant that anybody could look in the, you know, the computer, which was all like obviously privileged confidential information if you think about it, you know, about people. So, you know, we definitely did not walk away without. So I made a great big plaited thing for mine, and it was fastened to me with like a dog clip. I look lovely with it swinging around my neck like a Nelly the elephant. That's a water carrier and a visor. My waterproof hat never came, you know, the one with the peak on it, what do you call them, like a baseball cap. So I had to get my money back off eBay. I got it like waterproof so I could put it on when I'm on my scooter when it's raining. The idea was to put it under my hood so that the rain would like go off the peak bit, you know, so they go straight into my eyes like it normally does. Right, what have we got now? Adverts. Well, that's supposed to be, I think, Megan and Will's, but I think they could sue. It's not a very good copy, is it? That's a pusher that says love on it. Love. See, I told a lie when I said there wasn't much stuff in this, did I? That's Baubalicious. It's making your own necklace. And then we have got Sweet Nugget or Nougat, whichever you want to pronounce it. It's a baby blanket. Yeah, I was brought up calling it nugget, but when you grow older and you take French, you realise it's nougat. How is it people can do such spectacular things with remnants? Whereas if I tend to do things with remnants, it looks like any old, because I never have the right colours, if you know what I mean. That's a sideways look, sort of a poncho. My finger that broke the nail, it's not hurting anymore now, it's stopped. Still looks weird. I didn't mind breaking the edge off, but I have to break it all the way down. You can't really see those. It's seaside strolling. It's the bit where they give two people yarn and they're supposed to come up with a different design. It's quite wonder-inspiring. That's You're a Star, another cushion. And there's me saying there wasn't much amigurumis in this. That's just showing you how to this crochet, whatever that's supposed to be. I'm sorry, that doesn't look nice. That does look like you're using your adments up and they don't go together. Well, that's a little edging for those people who wear short jeans. I have to wear either capri pants or long pants. I don't like the ones that like skim your ankles because I always look like you've washed them and they've shrunk. That's a Afghan blanket, whatever you want to call it. I wonder why they never give me any magazines to review. Because I tell the truth. That's showing you how to do crochet braiding. Can't go into too much detail, can I? Because it's showing too much. Then we're on the crochet essentials, charts and diagrams. Oh, spike stitch. I have tried that, but somehow or another I always pull it funny. I never can get it even. I don't let me, you know, the stitches you go down below, I don't let them go loose enough. And so they're just, oh, there's one there that Sean will like. Kinko Tufty to make teddy bears. Right, that's that. That was Simply Crochet, issue 71. Right, we're on the last one now, which is Inside Crochet, and it's the one that has writing that is so minuscule you can't tell you what it is. Issue, whatever. It's that one anyway, with that on the front. I mean, it is so small. You'd need a magnifying glass, honestly. I know my eyes are bad, but oh, look at that, I'm billowing out. It's my David Emmanuel top. They were infamous, or infamous, for making Princess Diana's wedding dress, and it didn't do them a whole lot of good. Because when she got out of the carriage and everybody went, ooh, because it looked like it was all creased up. Right. Again, it's how-tos, what books are available. Colour Crush, that's a rainbow clutch. One way of using up your oddments, I suppose, if you have the right colours of oddments, that is. Now this one is, what's she called? Katie Jones, I think she's called, this lady. I haven't seen any of her crochet for quite a while, but she does crochet something a bit wild and wacky. It's like a granny sort of jacket, but she doesn't use the, you know, the shaded yarn, what do they call it, the cakes. She uses like all different colours of yarn to do it with. That's just an edging on a blouse, and then that's a shawl. I haven't heard much about Katie Jones recently. I don't know where she is, but she used to crochet some really wacky stuff. That's a bag and a stripy shawl. The jury's out on that one. I don't know whether I'd want a frill across the front of my bosom. Might be alright if you were rather flat-chested, but I'm gifted or cursed, as whichever way you want to think of it, with rather larger ones. That does make certain styles a no-no for me. You know, styles that other people could wear quite happily. You know, crossover things make me look very matronly, let's just say. That says glorious colour. It's yet my friend who was very, very flat-chested, she used to look lovely in a, you know, crossover dress or anything. But on me, it's just gape and go funny. Oh, that's a teddy bear in a teepee, cushions in a bag. I think that's what that is. On that, you're supposed to be looking at the mats, I think. Those tops are quite nice for summer. That's a new wave scarf. I don't know whether you can see it or not, it's on the crease. New wave scarf. Yeah, you can see that kimono better there, actually. I'll cover up the instructions a bit. That's the back of it. That's the Katie Jones kimono. Again, it's showing better than it did on the front cover. She's used Knit Craft in the Zone, whatever that is. Whether it's chunky, super chunky. I would imagine chunky because it's a 6mm hook. And she uses pink, orange, denim, aqua and yellow. Yeah, it says here, Katie Jones is a London-based knitwear and crochet designer who graduated from the MA at Central St Martin's. Oh, right. You've got to view her designs and it gives you a web page. But she's sort of really kind of way out a bit with her designs. Oh, it's a collar that I thought they'd stitched it onto the t-shirt. It's actually a collar. That's an unusual shawl. It's got like a black and white edging on it. Rally Day shawl. This is done in a cake. I honestly don't know how they get they must cut and swap about with colours to get things so evenly spaced. Whenever I use anything with a cake, I never get things to end, you know, like that on a row. You know, I always get mine to end in the middle of a row or something. I think they must do a lot of cutting and messing about to get it like that. Yarndale, if you're in September in Skipton, North Yorkshire. I suppose I could go there, but I'll be going to Woolfest, so can't really go to the two. You never know though. It'll be another one that's all woolly. Oh, look at this, it keeps bunging up. That's the one that's got the frills on it. Again, I'm not too sure about frills across the bosom. Adverts. Where would they be without the adverts? That's a crochet top. I think you would have to choose the nice yarn for that, because there's not a lot sort of to it. It's just, I think, trebles or double trebles. It's on a chart, so. Where is Sue when I need her? That's a linen draped cardigan. I don't think I've worked with linen. I think I did once a long time ago, work with linen. Can't remember what happened to it. Whether it came out nice or it didn't, I can't remember. Brain fade again, brain fade. That's quite nice, a sampler blanket, you know me and my bright colours. I love bright colours. That's the bag. I'm always frightened with bags that will just stretch the handles and bag out of all shapes. That's the Fiesta rug and basket set. All done in triangles with like a zillion ends to throw in. Just looking out at the weather there. I've had to close the window, the patio door, because the noise was terrible. You wouldn't have been able to hear me. It was blowing the tarpaulins around. Fiesta Siesta cushion. Again, that takes me back to France. I think I've told you once before. When we went to this hotel in the Pigalle, completely in the red light district, and that's what kind of pillows we had. Really broke my neck. That's what's in next month's Totally Tropical. How to. That sounds good. Creativity and chocolate. We chat to hand dyer and designer Kate Celine, about her motivation, her inspiration and her passion for colour. So obviously she likes to dye when she's eating chocolate. As long as she doesn't get it too mixed up. Well, that could be quite interesting. Egyptian cotton. It's is it King Cole? Oh, it's 4-ply. Mercerised cotton from King Cole, yeah. I loved that mercerised cotton I got from Hobium. You know, the one I made the pink top on that came out a little on the small side, but that was my fault. Because I was using a vintage pattern and they're all quite small. But it crocheted up lovely. I've got 2 more colours. Got a lilac and a pale grey. Anyway, that's from Deramores, and if you want to order that in Deramores, it's 10% off your shop when you use the promo code Pharaoh. So I don't know whether that means just off this Egyptian cotton or whether it means off everything. So it's 10% when you quote Pharaoh, as in the Egyptian. Yeah, well that's me done with my crinkly top on. Not as big today. But I looked at myself on the video when I was here with Sue. I was having a very bloated day. Sorry if there's any guys watching, it's like too much information into it, but I was having an absolutely bloated day, if you know what I mean. When I looked at myself on the video, I thought, oh my goodness me. I look like I'm about to give birth to triplets, never mind about one baby. It happens now and again. Yeah, if you have problems like I do, you understand, don't you? That some days we look like that and other days we look like that. We never look like that. My niece is still doing very well. She's still on a Slimmer's World. I'm trying to eat more healthy. I've bought some salads and things today. You know, and prawns and stuff, things to, you know, make salads with and everything. I do like a salad. I get mine ready mixed up like in the bowls and stuff because I'm so lazy. I used to, you know, stand there chopping everything up, chopping up the cucumber, chopping up the tomatoes. I chop up one tomato and I go, oh, my back's hurting me, I need to sit down. So I buy everything sort of ready prepared now. In actual fact, it isn't much more expensive for me because I live on my own. Because it's less wasteful, I'm not throwing away half of a lettuce or something. You know, I tried to cut down on wastage, tried to buy just what I'm going to eat. Whereas if I'm buying salad ingredients and I'm buying a cucumber and a big lettuce and a, yeah, I end up at the end of the week throwing them, most of them away. I've tried freezing them, I've tried chopping them up and putting them in these Tupperware containers with lids on, but they're never quite the same, are they, as being fresh. So I'd rather go up maybe a couple of times a week and buy the salads already done in the little bowls, yeah. Because that way I can just tip it on the plates, yeah. And luckily I don't like a lot of dressings, so I'm not adding calories to my lettuce by putting, you know, French dressings and stuff all over. I find them a little bit greasy. I don't like my lettuce greasy. Anyway, tonight I will probably be doing my usual. If you're not fed up with me after you've watched this already. I'll try not to fall asleep in between. I have been so tired this last week. You know, I just sit down and go to sleep. How the heck I finished this off, I don't know, because I kept dropping asleep. It probably wouldn't have took me half as long if I hadn't kept falling asleep. But my niece actually saw it and she went, "Oh, I do like that." So, I've got ideas now, got ideas for her. She's so good with me, you know, taking me to shopping and things most weeks and, you know, doing all sorts of bits and pieces for me. So I like to surprise her now and again with something that she's not asked for or anything. She never does, don't get me wrong, she never asks me for anything. But, you know, I'm a firm believer in, like, paying back in any way you can. You know, if somebody does you a good turn, you know, you may not be able to give the good turn back, because if you were going to do that, then you would have done it for yourself in the first place, if you know what I mean. But I repay, like, in the only way I know how, which is to do a bit of crochet or whatever. So when my niece says, "Oh, I really like that," that goes in the memory bank, yeah? She really likes that. She'll probably be going away again. She started going away for weekends away with her hubby, which is nice because it gives her a relax something. She's got a very stressful job, and you know, just going away for a couple of days, and it just helps them both to chill out, really. I wish I'd have done more of that when I was younger. It's all would have, could have, should have, isn't it, you know? So all of you that are younger out there, well, a lot younger than me, and have the opportunity to go somewhere for a weekend or do something different for a weekend, do it. Because I'm like full of regrets now, things I didn't do and didn't take opportunities up, you know. So, and now when I would love to do it, I can't, because I can't walk anywhere, I can't do anything. Getting old is no joke. I tried my best to keep my sense of humour. I mean, I was walking, my niece takes me up in the car, so I don't take the scooter when we go food shopping. So I hang on to my shopping trolley like grim death. But I reached over to get some coleslaw out of the fridge bit, and I lost my balance. I go backwards. You know, you nearly clear the shaft when you're going down. I only knocked two off, so, and luckily they fell into the bottom of the fridge. They didn't fall on the floor and splatter. Oh, and I was looking around to see if anybody had seen me going having a wobble, you know. Fortunately, nobody did, so I just put the coleslaw back. Thankfully, I didn't break them open, any of them. I just knocked them as I fell. But, I mean, I fell once in Tesco's. Well, I didn't actually fall on the floor. I saved myself. But, you know, and you could feel the shelf behind you swaying. And it was full of tins, you know, tin goods. And I was like going, against it. And I could feel it going, It wasn't as solid as it was making out to be. And I thought, oh, the embarrassment of all these tins go rolling off down the aisle. I'll be so embarrassed. So I'm less embarrassed now about going to shopping with my scooter than I am by falling over into the shelving. And anyway, I head first into a freezer once. I was leaning over to get something and my balance is rubbish if I'm not straight upright. I was leaning over into a freezer to get something right from the very back and I only finished up in there. Because I'm only small and like the freezers are quite high, so when you go like that, you know, your balance goes off. They'd be putting a sign up at the front of Tesco's and a bit saying, no, she can't come in. She wrecks our displays. I'm safer in the scooter because I go slower and I make sure I go past everything and don't catch anything, you know. Hey. Well, it's actually a lovely sunny day, but it's so windy. As I said, I've had to shut the patio door while I filmed this, otherwise you'd have been hearing the tarpaulin clattering about, making a right row. I knew it was windy because I got up this morning and before I had my shower I always open the bathroom window just a little bit because it locks part way open. I usually open it quite a way if I know I'm going to stay in all day, but I knew I'd be going shopping, so I've just opened it a little bit and locked it down. And all I could hear was woo, woo, and I thought, it's a little windy on the deck today. Find something with long sleeves. No vest tops today. Anyway, I'm going to go now and I'll probably see you later at 9 o'clock. I still can't do the preview where I tell you. Yeah. Oh, and I'll show you what I bought the other day from the man who brings my coffee. Aren't they sweet? Lovely poppies for remembrance. It's even got a poppy inside, but I can't show you as I tip my coffee all over you. When you're drinking, there's a poppy there on the inside. I love bone china. It doesn't love me though, they'll be smashed within 2 minutes. Oh, you might be able to see the poppy inside now. Don't know if you can see it at the back there. I love poppies. I've got a set of my mum's cups and saucers with the poppy design, but I haven't been using them because they're she stopped making them, this lady who painted them all, in 1968 I think, so they're quite a, you know, a novelty item, if you know what I mean now. So I telling my son, I said, when I've gone, I said, I want you to, this is, you know, valuable and that's valuable and stuff. And he's going, can you put stickers on them so I'll know what not to take to the charity shop? Because the cups I've got, the poppy cups and saucers, one was on eBay for £5 or £6 each, you know, just for 1 cup, 1 saucer. And I've got the set, I think there's 6 cups, 6 saucers and 6 plates. So you could get a few shillings for those, yes. My niece said, don't worry, I'll come round and tell him what he can't throw out. What he can't just dump. So otherwise somebody would be having a good find, wouldn't they, in the charity shop. That's probably what happens when people find these wonderful Clarice Cliff vases and stuff. It's probably their sons or their daughters who don't realise the value of them. When their mums passed away or their grandmas passed away, they just bung everything in the charity shop. And then people go around and go, ooh, 30p for this. That'd be my son, he'd just give everything away. Well, I'm going to carry on. I'm still doing my order for the cardigan. It's almost up to the armholes, or I thought it was, until I looked at the instructions that she gave me, and she wants it to be 28 inches from the top to the bottom, so I've got to do another few inches before the armholes. I thought it was up to the armholes, but obviously not. So that's what I should be doing if I manage to get some crochet done whilst I'm on live tonight. I was going to be having Gigi, but his daddy's poorly. They were going to go out and I was having him till tomorrow. So I might have him tomorrow till Monday if they decide to do what they were going to do today, tomorrow, if you know what I mean. Yeah, daddy's poorly. He's in bed trying to nap it off. Can't beat a good nap, can you? Good snooze. Rights all ills, yeah. I mean, I don't get ill as much as I used to when I was younger. Apart from all my ailments, I'm actually much healthier in many respects than I was when I was young. But when I used to get terrible colds and terrific migraines and things like that, if I went to bed and just stayed in bed, I used to wake up in the morning and everything had gone, you know. My mother used to say you can go to bed and sleep it away, and it does work with me. You know, just dose yourself up with your pain medicines or whatever it is you take, and your paracetamols and things, and go to bed and sleep it all off. But touching wood, since I had my flu in jabs, which I started quite a long time ago actually because of my breathing difficulties, and you know, if I get a cold, it's quite not a disastrous, but you know what I mean, it's quite hard for me because I can't breathe, and I have a breathing machine and it doesn't work if I've got a cold, and so I practically finish up sitting in the chair upright all night because I'm scared to go backwards and, you know, stop breathing. So I have flu jabs, and since then, touching wood as I just did before, I very, very rarely even have a cold, you know. I get half of a cold, if you can know what I understand, you know. When you're sort of a bit sniffly and you think, coming down with the cold here. And then nothing happens, yeah. That's what I get, yeah. So I'm very lucky, really. And my migraines stopped when I stopped taking the pill. It was actually the hormones in the pill that set me off with the migraines all the time. And I can't drink red wine, and I can't drink sherry or anything like that, because that sets a migraine off if I only sniff sherry. And perfume can give me a blinding headache. It's not a migraine as such, but it's a blinding headache. You know, strong perfume or aftershave can do that to me. And my English fern is now faded away a bit. That's the only problem with Penhaligon. It's very expensive perfume, but it doesn't last, it fades. It doesn't fade probably to other people, it just goes into a gentle waft of perfume, you know, not like a woof, when people hit you in the eye when you're walking past them, you know, it's like, oh, goodness. Did you swim in the bottle, love? You know, it's just, ooh. Men are as bad, aren't they? You think that they must get the aftershave and pour it over the head and let it drip down. They smell that much of it. You're supposed to leave a gentle waft behind you. That's the idea of perfume. So people just sniff the air like as you passed by. You're not supposed to assault the senses on the way up to them. I think people have forgotten that bit. Do you ever go to a gathering of anybody who's sort of a bit on the rich side, you know? And the perfumes are all arguing with each other. They're so heavy, so strong. Thankfully, I don't go to many places where there's many rich people, so it doesn't happen to me very often. People don't normally wear heavy perfume to go in Tesco's, which is my local socialisation spot at the moment. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go now. I want to press on with that cardigan, see if I can get up to the armholes before tonight. And I was going to wash this, but I'm going to wait until tomorrow. It may not be as windy tomorrow, because I like to dry them outside, you know, in the natural, well, I was going to say sunshine, but pushing that a bit. Natural air, let's say. I like to dry my things out there naturally, rather than, especially if there's someone else, I may put my own things in the tumble dryer on for a couple of minutes, you know, to get them dry, but I don't do it with anything I'm going to sell, no. So, on that note, I've put 4 more things on Etsy if you want to go and have a peep. Tell me if you like them, you know, just leave me a little comment. It's nice. It's very reassuring when people put, I mean, even if they can't buy them, or they can't afford to buy them, or they don't like them enough to buy them, it's so reassuring when people put a like, oh, I like that top, oh, that's nice, you know. It makes me feel better. It makes me feel, oh, I'm on the right track here, you know. Because when you're sitting here crocheting, you've got no idea really what people on the other side or wanting me to make, unless they're orders, of course.